Hey, Cooking Hot Roofer here. So tonight it's just about 5 o'clock, and I'm going to make backwards cannelloni. And this is what I'm using: goat cheese, cilantro, spinach, green onions. I've got my feta cheese. I've got two big things of feta cheese. I've got my Parmesan right here. Again, it's all backwards, right? My Italian seasoning. I've got tomatoes, tomato sauce, and I got my hamburger right here. So when I come back, I'll show you what I'm doing after I've cooked up the hamburger, because it's just gonna be plain hamburger, and we'll get to it. All right. So as my hamburger is starting up, I'm just going to take the feta cheese, put it in the bowl. Yeah, bigger pieces that you find, just break them up or eat them. Your choice. Then I'll do that with the other container of feta cheese as well. Sometimes they're just really big. That's my feta cheese. More cheese. And still more cheese. Yeah, I like my cheese. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually add my Italian seasoning. Add as much as you want of this. Legit. I just bought some more. There you go. I'm going to mix this up, and when I come back, I'll show you what else I do. So I'm cutting everything into tiny little pieces. Why? Because they've got to fit in the cannelloni shells, and I'm doing the shells this time because it's a spur of the moment video. So there's my little ones, and they're no bigger than half, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, that's an entire thing of onions. I'll be doing both of them. Here's the other one. So when I come back, I'll have this all chopped up and ready to go, and I'll show you what I do next. Okay, so what I've done so far was all that cheese that I did in these big yellow bowls, and I cut up all the vegetables, or all the celery and stuff, and I just put it all in this big bowl. Why? Because I'm using two big things of hamburger, and those bowls won't do it. So I'm mixing this up really well. I did add some chilies to it. Not a lot, just a little bit. And I did cut up my tomatoes really small as well. Like tiny little things. Not gonna focus. Focus. Okay, so it's all in here. And another thing I did was, you can do this how you want, but I took my sauce, I took out half of it. Okay, I took out half of the sauce and I put it into a different container. So I'll show you. And I watered it down. Now, why did I water it down? Because I'm gonna put, once when I've stuffed these, and I'll show you how I'm gonna stuff them. But once when they're stuffed, when you put them in the oven to cook them, to cook the pasta, the water's gonna condense, so it's gonna be just pure sauce. Okay, so I'm gonna get this all mixed up. I'm gonna get this all mixed up, and when I come back, I will show you how time consuming this is. Okay? All right. Okay, so I'm gonna let you know there are some things that I did forget to add, like mushrooms are one of them, jalapenos, chilies, things like that. Now the reason, like I said, this was spur of the moment, so that's the reason why I didn't put them in. Other than that, you can add your, add those. You can add green peppers, celery. Just make sure it's all cut up really small. I don't like green peppers cooked or celery cooked, so I won't add it. But I added my tomatoes, even a couple little cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes, my spinach. I'm going to be adding my goat cheese on top. So I'm going to be cutting this really thin and putting the goat cheese right on top of the, like once when I start stuffing these, they're going to go in these containers right here. These ones. And usually 6 fit perfectly into each one. And then I'll just level it up with sauce and then let it cook, and then the water will condense a little bit, and that's how I make my cannellonis. But I'll be showing you more. I did add all the sauce into one big bowl. See that bowl right here? That's filled with tomato sauce, because I just emptied them out because I'm going to use a ladle and dump it in. Okay, so I'll come back. Okay, so I find the best way just to do this is just take it and push it right into the meat and the cheese, like your mixture. Because really, I've tried using like an icing thing, to squish it all out, and it just doesn't work as well as far as I'm concerned. So that's all I do is just stuff it like that. And what I'll do is I'll already pre-opened up a couple boxes here. What I'll do is I'll stuff these ones, and I'll show you. But if they do crack, what I do is I'll break it up really fine, the noodle, and I'll put it back in here. Why? Because, well, it tastes good. That's why. I like pasta. And you just push it in and out of the whole thing, and don't get rid of the juices. Why? Well, juices help make the flavor, right? And you do want cold hamburger, so you let it sit for at least 20 minutes and let the hamburger cool down, so then you're not melting all the cheese and basically cooking the vegetables, right? You don't want to cook the vegetables quite yet. So last one. You can go around the whole thing if you want to, because you do have little potholes in here kind of thing. And voila, there you go. There's 6 of them. I could probably get away with 7, but you know what? 6 seem to be perfect. And what I'll do is I'll get all of this done, and then I'll show you with my sauce what I do with it. Alright? So I'll be back in a while. Another thing I should inform you of is when you're doing this, twist it. Like twist your wrist, and then it'll easily fill up. So you can see it there. So you just give it a twist as you go. And then boom, it's full. Right? There you go. Take another one. Give it a twist as you go along. See? This is the time-consuming part, even though it goes a little bit faster as you give it a twist. But if you just plunk it in, you're not really grabbing anything. See? I still haven't gotten it filled right up with all those pushing in there. So give it a twist. So push it in and twist. Full. Alright, so that's just a little tip for you. Okay, so I added the sauce to a few of them. See how I just barely cover the tops on them? Like that, right? Just barely cover them. I'll even mark one. We'll go like this. There. So that one's marked. And when these are done, I'll show you what it looks like when these are done. I'll just add a little bit more to this one. And then that way you get to see that how it condenses. All right, so when I come back, I'll show you all that. Okay, so here you have it. There's a whole bunch of them there. And there's the one that there's the one that I bent up. See how the water's basically gone? It's just juice in there now. And that's what you want to do, is you want to water it down so then the heat from the oven, well, got boxes everywhere. Don't mind me. It's a mess. But yeah, that's what you want to do, is water it down so then when you heat it up, it all just evaporates and then you've just got pure sauce. So once when these are cooled off, I'm going to add some of the goat cheese to it. And, you know, right on top. That's my choice, my personal choice. So there you go. There's cannellonis. And I'm going to stick these, once when these are cooled off, probably tomorrow. Fully tomorrow. That's all in the oven. So there's what? 4, 8, 12, 14 fitting in my oven. So there you go. And those are my cannellonis. And that's another cooking show from Coconut River.